What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday over here. Bitcoin, as we speak right now, is at about 31,000. It is up major today for Bitcoin, up over 3%. Did bring quite a bit of these altcoins up with it. So been talking about this Bitcoin setup and that huge Bitcoin signal that it actually just happened yesterday, and some more today, actually, which we will cover. But basically, Bitcoin has gotten a very solid weekly candle close on top of the weekly 200 SMA, and in my opinion, has broken above a possible bearish channel, which right now looks very good for the Bitcoin and the crypto markets, at least in the short term. We're going to be talking about what the next strong resistance for Bitcoin is. I've been talking about this resistance, and now Bitcoin is approaching it. So very important to be paying attention to what it could do at this level now, because it could very well affect your altcoins. If Bitcoin actually gets a rejection here, that's not going to be looking good for the altcoins. However, if Bitcoin is actually able to break above this level, which we're going to be talking about right now, that's going to be looking a lot more bullish for the altcoins. Now, the altcoins we're going to be talking about for this video is going to be about Kusama, KSM, HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, as well as FLOKI Inu token. We're going to be taking a look into what's going on in these markets, take a look into what has changed since the last time we have talked about these coins. What are some upside and downside price targets, as well as some key price levels to be paying attention to in order for these coins to go either way? I'm going to be giving you guys my personal opinions and what I am personally doing in this market later in this video, so make sure to be staying around for that. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinions and speculations. I could very well be wrong. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sorts, even though I am a profitable trader who has been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear market. And I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, if you guys are feeling pumped on this Monday morning, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. All right, so I have actually opened quite a bit of long positions this morning and earlier last night after seeing this Bitcoin move here. Okay. That is just what I'm doing, not financial advice, of course. Now, Bitcoin right here, as we have talked about, gotten that daily candle close last week on top of the daily 200 SMA, right? Gotten that weekly candle close on top of the weekly 200 SMA, which is currently at about 28.4K area. Okay, now what we are really looking for is Bitcoin to break this huge resistance for the longest time since last year, okay, which is about that 32K area, right? This is a cup and handle, a huge cup and handle that has been formed since about mid last year. Okay, if we come back here, this is the weekly time frame. So since May of last year, okay, we have not been able to break back above the 32K area. So that is your next very strong level of resistance. If you're actually able to break out of here, if Bitcoin is actually able to do it, measure move from this cup and handle would be about just right underneath 50K, right underneath 50K here, okay? Measure moves are estimates only, okay? It could be over and under, just keep that in mind. And we're also, don't disregard this huge breakout as well. That was the breakout of this falling wedge, which happened quite some time ago, which happened September of last year. Measure move from this huge breakout, which would be about 55K area, okay? So this cup and handle is a sub-pattern of this breakout of this huge falling wedge, okay, from that bear market, right? Now, so that is the next big test for Bitcoin, which is coming up. We're at about 31K right now, right? So pay attention right here. Would Bitcoin actually consolidate a little bit before actually getting a breakout, or would it actually continue to just push right through? As we have seen here, quite a bit of strong moves made by Bitcoin, right? I mean, yesterday I talked about a possible bearish channel here that could be forming. I don't think this would fit any sort of bearish channel anymore. So that is looking very bullish for Bitcoin at the moment, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and invalidate quite a bit of these trend lines here for so you guys are easier to actually see this, right? So basically, this is what I'm looking at. Bitcoin breaks out of this cup and handle. If that happens, very good for quite a bit of these altcoins here, okay? Because Bitcoin is still the driver of this market. Let's come over here and take a look into Kusama KSM token and see what has gone on in this market since the last time we have talked about it, okay? Since the last time we have talked about it, I said there was a falling wedge on this weekly time frame. Very similar to quite a bit of these altcoins here, right? That I have talked about, you know, falling wedges since earlier this year. Price action has broken out of here. I think we have also talked about that last time. So let's see if we can actually come over here to meet this measure move of about 38 bucks area, okay? Now, like I said, measure moves really depends on the type of market that the coin is in, right? Because back in 2021, 2020, I've seen measure moves completely get destroyed by the bulls, okay? Because it was a very bullish market. However, I've also seen quite a bit of these breakouts, especially the ones that has happened this year. They have been very slow. Sometimes they even go down before anything else happens, okay? Like this one right here, KSM broke out of this falling wedge pattern, even, you know, actually came down a little bit, quite a bit, okay? Back down to about 1650 area before getting a bounce here, okay? So definitely take measure moves with a grain of salt, right? So let's go ahead and take a look into a smaller time frame and see if we can get any kind of clues on what KSM would be doing right now. Let's see if this is another smaller falling wedge here. That looks like it has broken out. No, this isn't. This looks like a possible cup and handle that's forming, right? We have rounded bottom right here, which makes up the cup portion. Actually, this is a double bottom right here, right? That could also still form a cup and handle, but this is a more clear double bottom. As you guys can see, this daily time frame, one bottom, October 12th, second bottom right here, October 19th. Neckline would be about 18 bucks area, which, you know, which KSM looks like it's trying to break back above and get a candle close above here, right? And then measure move would be about just right underneath 20 bucks, about 1975 here, okay? So that is the smaller pattern that I'm paying attention to right here for a KSM. Let's see if you know, if this token is actually able to get back on top of get back to this measure move here and continue towards that bigger measure move out of that bigger falling wedge pattern. Let's take a look into some key supports and resistances that are very noticeable here. So daily 50 SMA, gray line right here, $18.35 area. Daily 200 SMA, about right underneath $24 area. Okay. Daily 21 SMA, $17.60 area. That's going to be immediate support. Okay, the blue line here. You guys can repeat the same exercise for the 3-day, weekly, monthly timeframes, which I consider to be the higher and more important timeframes, or whatever timeframes you guys are interested in as well. We're not going to do that here for time's sake. You guys can also look into previous trading history on the higher timeframes for to note some key supports and resistances as well. That's also very important. Let's go ahead and go to HBAR. All right. HBAR here. So talked about this quite some time ago, right? Broke out of this falling wedge, right? On this weekly time frame. Measure move on this falling wedge would be about 9.6 cents area. HBAR went as far up as about 7.6 cents area before getting a rejection all the way back down to about 4.5 cents. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the lower time frame and see if we can get any clues on what's going on. So on this daily time frame here, quite some time ago, HBAR broke out of this smaller falling wedge. Measure move was about 6 cents area. It never even came close to that, okay, for quite some time. It went as far up as about 5.4 cents. So this is kind of what I'm talking about, during most of this year. Not very bullish, right, for quite a bit of these altcoins here. We see breakouts, but the price action just drags on for quite some time and even goes down, right? So let's go ahead and take a look into what's happening now, right? It seems like there was a descending triangle pattern, right? Since the last time we have talked about it. Measure move was about 4.3 cents area. The price action did break down, went as far down as about 4.5 cents area, and now it's back into the pattern. So we're going to go ahead and invalidate this pattern. Okay, so what does this look like to me? So this looks like it could still form some type of a cup and handle, because we have somewhat of a rounded bottom here. This is just my best guess. It's not a fully developed pattern. And in my opinion here, the the breakout of the smaller falling wedge is still active because, technically this price action is still above this upper trend line. So this breakout is still active, okay? So let's see if HBAR is actually able to work its way towards the measure move of about 6 cents area, and then continue towards that bigger measure move, right? 9.6 cents area, which would still be pretty amazing, right? So let's see if that happens. Now, if it does something else, or let's see how this price action progresses, right? You guys let me know if you guys do want to continue seeing more of HBAR or KSM, right? Like the video, subscribe, and comment, letting me know that you guys do want to continue seeing more of these coins. I'll bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see it. Let's take a look into some key price levels to be paying attention to. Okay, so daily 200 SMA, 5.3 cents area, the orange line here, that's going to be very close to the price action right now, acting as resistance. Immediate support, daily 50 SMA, 4.9 cents area, the gray line. Daily 21 SMA, 4.7, about 4.8 cents area, the blue line here. Okay, if that does not hold, the next level I'm really looking at here right off the bat here on this daily time frame would be basically these lows right here at about 4.5 cents area. That's just very easy to spot, right? Because after the breakout here, it did bounce off these levels quite a few times. Okay. Also, I wanna also say that right here, looking at this kind of looks like a head and shoulders as well, which is a very bearish pattern. You definitely don't want to fall back underneath this neckline right here at about 4.5 cents, right? So you got your shoulders, and head. You definitely don't want to break 4.5 cents area. Otherwise, that's going to be looking a lot more bearish, okay? We could take a measure move out of that, but it's going to be definitely take this with a grain of salt, especially with just Bitcoin pumping, right? So, but the pattern is there, so I have to mention it to you guys, right? The measure move will give you about 1.6 cents area. So that's what's on the chart. So I will not be doing you guys a disservice and not mention this as well, because this is what I see, a possible head and shoulders pattern as well. Very important for HBAR to not break 4.5 cents area, as you guys can see. All right, so let's take a look into FLOKI. See what is going on in this market. Okay, come over here to the 3-day time frame, which I think the price action has already broken out of a falling wedge pattern. Measure move from this pattern, which you take the opening of the pattern here and then putting the measurement on top of the actual breakout point, which would be the 3-day candle of September 28th. Okay, measure move will give you about, I think, well, quite a few decimals here. I'm just gonna say 38,000. I'm just gonna say 38,000. I'm just gonna mention the last 5 decimals. Okay. Otherwise it's gonna sound really funny. 38,000 area. I'm just gonna mention the last 5 decimals again. Okay. So listen carefully. Now let's go ahead and take a look into the smaller time frame and see if we can get any kind of clues on the very short term what this price action is likely to do. Right, on this 4-hour time frame here, this is a rising channel, which usually breaks to the downside. Okay, so would this be your short-term pullback? Okay, let's take a measure move from this rising channel. Rising channel right here on this one, if it breaks down by the next couple of 4-hour candles, that will give you a measure move of about 22,200 area. Okay, 22,200 area. I'm just mentioning the last 5 decimals again. Okay. So let's see if this actually happens, or will it actually go against its probabilities and actually break out of this rising channel pattern? That would be very bullish. Okay. Let's take a look into some key supports and resistances. Okay. I don't think we have any major moving averages acting as key resistance, do we? We don't. Yeah, we don't have any major moving averages acting as resistance. So what I am really looking at here as resistance, let's take a look into previous trading history here. Okay, as you guys can see here, there were quite a bit of resistances from June of this year, coming from these 3 candles right here, which kind of explains the rejection here, right? You're going to see about 3,700, about 29,200 to 3,700, or 3,700, 20. Just coming from these 3 candles here, you're going to see some key resistance here. Okay, just mentioning that. Otherwise, the numbers are going to sound really funny. Okay, from the weekly candles of June 19th this year to July the 3rd this year. Okay, look for that range of resistance right there. Those wicks are going to tell you it's resistance, and traders are likely to take profits at these levels. Okay, so that's why you're getting a bit of a pullback. Now let's go ahead and take a look into some key supports, right? We are right on top of the daily 200 SMA at about 25,000. The orange line here. Daily 21 SMA and the daily 50 is basically way below this price action right now, from about 17,500 to about 19,000. Let me repeat that. 17,500 to 19,000. Okay. So those are going to be your key supports. Some of your key supports, repeat the same exercise for 3-day, weekly, monthly timeframes, and previous trading history on quite a bit of these timeframes as well to find the supports that you're interested in. Okay. Now, that's basically what I'm seeing for these 3 markets right here. If you guys do want to continue seeing more of KSM, HBAR, FLOKI, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, letting me know that you guys do want to continue seeing more updates on these coins. What I'm currently doing right now is I am leverage trading. I've been leverage trading for the past almost 2 months. I think that has become a habit for me rather than just holding spot longs. I get to be a lot more proactive in trading. I've been trading mainly leverage longs, okay, because I'm kind of, I'm going along with the market direction. But that is not to say I will not short any of these coins as well, especially the ones that have been pumping at resistance with a bearish pattern. that is just basically what I am doing. You guys let me know what you guys are doing. What are you guys holding? What are you guys trading? How is this market treating you? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.